And good morning. How the heck are you? Welcome to the June 22nd, 2022 edition of Nevermind The Furthermore with me, Brian K. Morris. And have I had enough coffee yet? I don't think so. Neither have you. So get you a cup and we'll be back in a minute. What do you say? If you're watching us on the rerun, stick around. You're going to have some fun too.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Nevermind The Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And there I am now. How you doing? Welcome. Good morning. How the heck you doing? I am glad to be here. And right off the top of the show, we may have a schedule change next week. I will inform you of it on Friday's show. We might have a chance for some travel. My end show may be ending sooner than I thought. Actually, it's this. So anyway, let's get down to the attitude of gratitude, because that's where we should always start. And we want to start with our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to all of you whose subscriptions keep the rising tide going. And these guys and gals are going to get their names in a book soon. It's called The Terrors. Check it out. It's going to be wonderful. And also want to let you know that we are brought to you today by Rising Tide Publications. Wait for it. The Terrors are heading your way. And also Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now, it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasma Fire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
Hey, what's that doing there? They're everywhere, I tell you, everywhere. Anyway, we're running a little behind today due to circumstances in real life. But anyway, if you have a great book that you've worked very hard on, then you deserve someone to work hard on your cover. And Jeffrey Hayes will do just that. Check him out on his Facebook page. Then go to plasmafiregraphics.com and be marveling the wonderful graphics you'll see there. Then contact him for his independent creator-friendly pricing. You will be astonished. He charges less for a full package of graphics than a lot of people charge for just the cover. And you saw the glorious results. So check it out. It's plasmafiregraphics.com. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And I was a little hung up here because I did see some of the comments. We're going to get some rough stuff here, and I got to get some sympathy, it looks like. But anyway, let's start with upcoming host, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard. Good morning, Nevermore. Good morning to you, sir. Looking forward to you taking over this extravaganza on July 6th. It's going to be wonderful. And hello to you, Skunk Rocker. Mwah, glad to see you. I had a mechanical mishap yesterday, and now I'm down 2 fingers. FML, oh my gosh. And Nick Tucker says permanently or temporarily, Skunk. And they're not severed, they're just useless at the moment, which sucks because I need them to lift with. Oh, crap. That's, man. So I'm already exhausted doing everything with one arm. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Well, hopefully you'll bounce back. I hope you get mobility in them again very soon. How long do you think your fingers will be out of commission? God knows if my fingers are out of commission, Cookie would be very unhappy with me. But anyway, let's see. And hello, everyone, from Carl Wisman. Good to see you, Carl. And oh my, that's awful. Poor floofy friend. They won't give you a paid day off. That's run, assuming that you got hurt at work, that is. And where's Michaela this morning? Need to keep Brian busy. What with gazing across the aisle with open mouth longing in your direction, Carl, like in the Indie Author Book Expo last Saturday, which was a lot of fun. Oh, by the way, check out my page on Facebook. The Indie Author Book Expo in in West Des Moines is on again. We are going to be back at the Valley Mall West. And it's a lovely mall. It's a really nice place. They have a Made Right there, which makes me happy. Love Made Right burgers. But anyway, we're going to be there Saturday and Sunday in July. I think it's the first or second weekend. Please check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Jen Thompson will be there. I will be there. I don't know who else. I gotta get that list from Jen. Anyway, Donald Carlene says, I'm late for a very important date. Wait, then what the F am I doing here? Mwah! You had a date with me, darling, and it's important to me. Glad to have you here. And I'm sorry things went rough, Skunk. So am I, Nick. Oh my God. Yeah, Skunk, I hope you get your feeling back in those things again after the pain subsides. And hey, Skunk, everyone's saying hello. And Donna, poor Skunk, is working with an injury today. Oh no, poor Skunk. I agree. And he's toughing it out like Die Hard McLean. That's him, by God. He's the one who'll run barefoot over the glass and sweep it away with his tail. And good morning, Sarah. Mwah, glad to see you, darling. Hope you're doing well this morning. Everyone's saying hi. And from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, good to see you, sir. Hey, everyone give Jody McPhee some congratulations. He exceeded his goals. Please let us know how you did. If nothing else, he will tell us tomorrow on Comic Book Spectrum, which is a wonderful show. Even if you don't like comics, you'll probably like this. And we've got an assortment of madmen that come on, review the latest comics. We talk about the industry, and it's a good time talking about funny books. So check us out at 7 p.m. Thursday nights. That's Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. And join us for Comic Book Spectrum. It's going to be fun. And the Dark Mistress arrives. Put on your likes on this or get punished. Or she'll withhold it if you're that type. Anyway. Oh, thank goodness. Covfefe. But anyway, yeah, definitely. If you're watching us on Facebook and you have enjoyed, or on LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, but on Twitter, we're new there. If you've enjoyed any part of this so far, or plan to, then, or have any hopes of this getting better, which it will on the 6th of July, please leave us a like if you would. And if you're watching us on YouTube for the better sound and picture quality, I might say, definitely give us a thumbs up if you would. It helps us in the algorithms and just takes a second, and it evens out your karma. It really does. And prove me wrong. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We've got some really amazing programming coming up, especially after July 4th, which will be my last episode here. As you know, I'm handing it over to the more than capable hands of Nick Tockert, and it's going to be even better then. And Jody, everyone send the love from my dark-hearted mistress there. Mwah! Glad to see you, and hope all's well with you, man. Executive producer, we are doing well. Thank you, sir. Everyone's saying hello, and hello, Grant Lankard. Grant, how are you doing this morning, buddy? And everyone's saying hello, and on point, Carl. Cracking the whip as a reminder to like or feel the whip. Or feel the whip, and out of extreme gratitude, then go like the thing. And snips off the top of the straw where the kitten sniffed it. You don't like cat snot on your drink? I mean, really, Carl? And everyone's saying hello and kitty boogers. That if only that would replace dino porn. You know what I'm saying? Kitty boogers. You know? Anyway, I know where that nose has been. At least it wasn't a dog. And anyway, this show is too hot for bow tie guy Brian. Yeah, it is. In fact, I think soon you're going to start seeing some darkening in us. It's actually not as bad downstate from you, Joe, or cross state, I should say. Um, it's only you can tell we're in a Midwestern summer because we're saying it'll only get up to 90 degrees today, maybe. So anyway, no, Cookie is surviving the heat, so I will be worrying about her for the rest of the day. Although I have errands to run. I did that Cologuard thing this morning. That's not fun. It's a lot more fun, I imagine, than colonoscopy, but it's still not fun. Anyway, we're going to be giving this to the UPS guy, and then it becomes their problem. And I will, Nick. We will not know until tonight what the schedule is. I may be running out east. Okay. No emergencies, but we'll talk later, Nick. I promise. And Nick, let me know if there's any videos you need. Okay. And everyone's saying hello and hashtag kitty boogers. And Nick Docker, did you get the bump and show cards yet? Yeah, seriously. Let me know what you need. Of course, here's a tip I gave Nick. If you have access to an account, you could just go in, put your cursor on the graphic or the video that you want to save, and then you right click and save it to your hard drive. So that's a little tip. And I agree, Sarah, and I should be around to help too, Nick, if they needed. And I am planning to have a meeting with BKM to that effect. Oh, I hope so, because I want you to have every advantage I've got. And there's the comment dump. And that should be a song. There's the comment dump. Anyway, Nick Tucker, let me know if you need them or need help to create new ones. I could use some new ones. Anyway, road trip. I'm all for a road trip, Sarah, especially if it's to Charleston. And good morning, Brian. I may be there too. Oh, is this Kathy? I hope this is Kathy. I hope this is Kathy or Aaron or any of my peeps that will be visiting us at the Indie Author Book Expo in early July in West Des Moines at the Valley West Mall. It's going to be a lot of fun. Watch my Facebook page for information, and yay, desk. And a warning for those who watch Comic Book Spectrum, do a power bomb will be added to Comic Book's phone. Oh, will it now? Do a power bomb will be added to Comic Book phone. Eek. And hey, Brian, and Rebecca Colgrove, my darling, how are you this morning? Hope you and your mom are doing well. Love having you here. Hope you're doing well, hon. I haven't talked to you in forever. And Scott Cracker, oh no, I still have mobility in them. I just can't apply any pressure because there's two big, gigantic chunks missing out of them. Got them caught in the fan blade. Oh my God. Oh, you're going to be okay though, right, Skunk? Not that serious, or it's serious enough, right? I'm not trying to discount your pain or your injury, but we're not looking at anything long term to the negative, are we? I hope. And oh crap, poor Skunk fingers. Oh yeah, no kidding. Who's going to brush his tail for him? And like, if they don't hurt right now, but if I attempt to use, they don't hurt right now, but if I attempt to use my left arm to pick up something, then yeah, I drop it immediately. Okay, so are you primarily right-handed? I hope. And what is your favorite Christmas gift? Wow. I know when I was about 10 years old, and my parents bought me a whole bunch of Man from Uncle toys because that was one of my favorite shows at the time, and bought me a big stack of comic books, and that was probably one of my favorite Christmas gifts, I would say. One of my favorite Christmases, though, I have to say, I spent with my mother in the Christmas before she passed away, and we were having mediocre hospital food, but it was one of those things where we got to spend the time together. And not knowing it was going to be our last holiday together, that it was just a good occasion. And a whole lot of things were happening in my life at that point that were pulling me out of a very bad spiral. I was in a very depressed state at that before then, but I was starting to come out of it by that time. And my mother was a huge part of that, as was someone else. Although I didn't realize it yet. Anyway, Skullcracker continues, which is exactly what happened this morning at work, and how I learned that, yeah, my left hand is kind of out of commission today. And it was last night at home, right before HalloCon Live, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't attend last night. I got the message from Joe Dog about 10 minutes before I was going to go to bed, because I've been low on sleep this week. And And viewers of Comic Book Spectrum know what happened when I don't get enough sleep. I'm gonna get it eventually. So anyway, but Skunk, I feel for you. I feel so bad. I wish I could do something to help you, man. I really do. But anyway, we'll be thinking of you, sending you the healing vibes, and keep us posted, my friend. Please keep us posted. And who brought this up? Don't talk to me about Donna. Donna Carlene says, "Don't talk to me about dino porn. A friend's husband suggested I write another book like The Seduction of Lily Monroe, but replace the people with dinosaurs. Oh, sweet God in heaven." Has your friend's husband been? Have they sought any sort of psychiatric assistance? Is what I'm thinking. Oh my God. Oh, scream. And here's a hint, folks. Don't Google. Don't do a search on Google for dino porn. It will not make you happy. But anyway, what you could do is write it just for them and have it published just for them and tell them you want a crap ton of money in order to purge the stain on your soul. And Sarah, no chains, chips and dip on that reminder. Chips and dips, huh? Anyway, Scott Cracker says, so that was fun. Got to spend the majority of that show in pain. Luckily, KT showed up to help me make me feel better. Well, that's good. That's good. And KT has that effect on people, says Carl Witzman. I do recall you saying something about the fan, but didn't realize how badly you were injured. I haven't seen that yet. Eek. I do hope you get feeling better soon, Skunk. I really do. And good morning to Rick Bradley. Good to see you. I was halfway through that Superman thing you sent, or that you put on your page this morning about the Superman on the that one gaming engine. That was nice looking. That really was. Scott Cracker says, I can already tell that with HCL we are going to run into some timing issues, or HaloCon Live, we're going to run into timing issues with some of our guests because they're such wonderful, awesome people. We just want to talk to them all night. Well, I did tell Joe Dog that if I get more warning, I could probably plan better, like take a nap during the day. But I'm up for it because I loved HaloCon and I have every intention of returning. So let you know that. And yet we have only an hour. Live with KT last night. She joined and then we spent 45 minutes talking about horror movie trivia and then realized the show is ending. I love KT. She's awesome. And per message, Indie rock, says Sarah. I was digging my heels in the floor to fight returning, AKA already looking forward to the next visit. No date for that yet. Well, if nothing else, maybe Cookie and I can invade. We can have lunch or something. So Sarah made a sojourn to Raceway City very recently, and sounds like you did good. And I'm not just talking about having a good time. So there's another comment dump. Anyway, love you, Sarah. And Brian, come on. If it was that serious, I wouldn't be here. I'd be in the hospital. I have Band-Aids on. Oh, Skunk, you sound like me. One time when I worked in the comic shop, here's another Shaggy Dog story for Brian. I had stayed there all night, and our Diamond account had a new driver. And so they figured, the store is closed. Why do I need to go down there? Well, I usually waited for someone to show up, and they usually showed up like late afternoon. We let them in, and they knew that if it was after hours, I would be there. So I waited till midnight for them to come. Then I got up, I gave up, went home, left a note for my employer, then came in and the normal time, and it turned out the delivery driver had just left. Or no, excuse me, I take it back. That was another incident. The delivery driver showed up about 10 o'clock the next morning, and he was talking about, I had a wonderful sleep. And I said, well, and my boss and I both reamed him out. And then he got on the horn and called his Diamond rep to ream him out. And then I guess this guy got an earful because we never had him on the route again. But then I had to get the comics out as quickly as possible. And I was pushing it. I really was. I got a full week's delivery out in about a little over an hour. And we had these beautiful glass top counters with the pane of real glass on top. And one of my friends made a smart ass remark about how slow I was. And I went like that. And what I didn't realize, actually it was with my left arm. I know because I was checking because I still have the scar there. And I'm sitting here doing some book work. And then I look down and I see a couple drops of blood on the counter. Then I look down at my feet. There's a whole lot of blood down there. Then I look down at my hand and I can see the bone in my middle finger. And I'm like, well, crap. And so I, clean things up as best I can. Then I told my boss, I have to go in back for a moment. And he's like, why? And I said, please look at the floor. And he's like, oh my God. And so I went back in, and like the idiot I was, because I was so devoted to my job, I took some paper towels and wrapped them around my finger and tightened it, and then put some bandages over it to hold it in place until I could go home and put more bandages on it. And he's like, go home. And I'm like, no, you can't handle this without me. We got too many people here. And I cleaned up all the nasty stuff. And he's like, go home. And I'm like, no, I refuse. I'm going to stay there as much of the day as I can. He goes, well, then go to the emergency room and get that sewn up. I said, I don't need it. So I've got a nifty little scar on my middle finger there. So if you ever want me to, I'll show you my scar. Anyway, Carl Wisman said, you did great, Skunk. Nobody recognized that you were in horrible pain last night. I would watch that anyway, but now I'm going to be like, oh, Skunk. Anyway, Sarah, ooh, to the big stack of comic books. Drool. Yeah, Sarah spent an inordinate amount of money on comic books last week, but it sounds like fun. And that is the power of Tylenol, my friend. Oh, Tylenol and I have had some bad experiences together. Don't drink and take Tylenol. Trust me. Because I honestly didn't wake up. There's 2 mornings I almost didn't wake up. And that Dino guy, was that Joe H? Yeah, and if you identify this person, I want to know who it is. And Skunk Crackers, that's good to know it doesn't need attention from a hospital. Seriously, man, you please take care of yourself. And Donna Carlene, the subject works great for Chuck Tingle. They're ganging up on you, Donna. And BCam, you won't be surprised to find out that he and Carl have a lot of similarities. Really? All good ones, I trust. And Kathy Jackson goes, good. Happy Sunshiny Wednesday. I hope everyone has a great day. You too, Kathy. Love you, sweetheart. Mwah. And check out Kathy Jackson's books, available on Amazon. She is a fantastic romance author, and I love her work, and I love her. She's great. And what about Writing of Tentacled Beast, Donna? Asks Sarah. Is that for anyone you know, Sarah, or is it a vanity project? And everyone's saying hello to Kathy, and don't introduce Don. Well, okay, and hi, Donna. And Sarah, don't introduce Donna, Carlene, to Legend of the Overfiend. Yeah, keep that to yourself, Sarah, please. And everyone's laughing. And I'm such an enabler, Desk, and I love it. Sarah, that's why we're such good friends, all right? And in my upcoming book, Beer Run, there is a bit of a sex scene with a tentacle. Got to get that published. Just stuck for a cover image, says Carl Wisman. Talk to Eric Hawkins. I'm sure he'd be glad to do something for you. And draw a picture while he's at it. And that reminds me of an old great song, BWERRUN, Beer Run. All we need is a sober driver, a set of keys, and all we need is a 10 and a 5, a sober a set of keys, and a sober driver. That's a great song. And Carlene mocks us with her laughter as well as she should. And sort of a tentacle. Well, either is or it isn't. And Rick Bradley had a tale of woe yesterday. We got one of the vans picked up yesterday. My neighbor got off work early and then took the alternator off and took it to get rebuilt. He spent 6 hours fixing it up, and in return, just wanted a Nintendo and some games. Yay, bartering. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's good. You got your vehicle back. How cool. And now Joe D. McPhee's in the mockery. And yes, I am right-handed. Not that it really helps that much. The items I have to pick up are huge, so some of them require both hands. It's not comfortable. Dude, just do what you can, all right? And don't make us worry more than we already are. Carl Weston says the aliens have a third arm instead of a belly button, and the hand has a mouth in it. Use your imagination, Sarah. Anyway, another comment dump. And Sarah says anxiety was a lot lower. Was able to use half the doses of my meds just fine. Came back. Full doses are almost not enough. That's the power of environmental differences. Whoa. And given your environment, Sarah, I'm surprised you aren't chewing those pills like Pez. You know what I'm saying? If I were you, I'd be on the library a lot. Your public library. It's air conditioned. They have Wi-Fi. And it's not where who folks are there. And I wish I could do something for you. Cash would be nice. I love Johnny Cash. Do you need any of his albums? Let me know. I'll get someone else to send them to you. And Carl, tentacles all over the place. Sarah, is this a disturbing glimpse into your soul? I need to know. And that is why I never take Tylenol. You can't drink with that stuff. Yeah, seriously. And the problem was, Carl, I knew both times I was doing something wrong. The first time I felt things shutting. Well, actually, both times I felt things shutting down because I took an inordinate amount of Tylenol. I took more than the recommended Tylenol dose because I had a near migraine, and it almost cured it in a way. And then the second time, well, that's the stuff of legend. Yeah, I don't take time. Cookie had Tylenol all night for her broken arm last year or elbow last year, and I told her, you keep that stuff away from me. When you're done with that, you flush them down the sink. And Glenn, it's Glenn Fleming. He is my favorite. I like him a lot because he had me edit this book called Jack Kirby, A Personal Journey, Words and Pictures, available now on Indiegogo. And not only is it a lovely memento of his trip to visit the King of Comics in his very own home and studio, it also comes to the DVD with a video of that meeting. So check it out. It is a marvelous book, and I'm very proud of Glenn. And get your copy today. If you don't know who Jack Kirby is, name a character, and Jack even probably even worked on it, created it, or created the character that it's based on. So anyway, Glenn from Nick Tucker and Rick Bradley said, so this Monday at 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern, R&D Gaming Take 2. Donovan may have escaped Silent Hill last Monday, but not this week. Tune in for the torture I'm going to put him through. It's the only kind of abuse that DCFS will allow you to do to your kids. And go subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you'll not have to hunt my videos down, have them come to you. Okay, I finished making breakfast and can chat again. Okay, good. Jump in, Grant. Jump in. And another comment dump, dear Lord. Anyway, and OMG, Glenn. And don't forget to like. Thank you, Glenn. Yes, please like this video if you've enjoyed any part of it or plan to in the future. Everyone's saying hello, hello. And John B. Pica said, Happy Geek Day. Oh, is that right? Hey, happy Geek Day to you. And happy New Comics Day to you, John Pica. And sorry I'm late. A speaker in a clubhouse room. Oh, excellent. I've really got to get to working with that thing. I really do. More greetings. And Sarah says the package of fun things for you and Cookie keeps growing a bit at times. I can't help it when I see certain things. Well, I'm glad that you see certain things and you think of my package, Sarah. That, at my age, that's quite gratifying. And by the way, if you are an author or creator and are not participating in Clubhouses, John B. Pica, then you're literally missing the best networking and marketing platform there is. If you want to sell more books and get more guests for your shows, join Clubhouse. I'm there. I just never listened to it. I'm an idiot. But definitely check that out. I have listened to some of the shows and they are quite informative. And I have a sweet baby girl kitten sleeping at my feet. Her brother is leaving her alone for a few minutes. So is this charcoal that's leaving her alone? I got to keep up on your cats now. And Carl. And check out Rick Bradley's author page on Amazon. You can sink your claws into the Nightmare Collective, eat some apple pie with Marvin's Night Out, bask in the glory of the award-winning pulp reality #1, and try to hide from tales of the weird and strange. And today, Kenobi finale, Ms. Marvel Episode 3, Umbrella Academy Season 3 debut, and New Comics Day. It's a great day to be a geek, I'm telling you. And I got my Cologuard done. God, thank God, none of that for another 3 years. So we all have our joys, you know what I'm saying? And happy sunny Wednesday to everyone. 30 degrees there. Now, is this Fahrenheit or centigrade? Because I know there's a difference between the two. 30 degrees centigrade, if I remember correctly, is quite comfortable. 30 degrees Fahrenheit, not so much. And Carl Wisman says to help people out and get 10% off any purchase on Lulu today using code CREATE10. Just saying, excellent. Definitely get you those Mad Gasser books, and also get and also Donna Carlene's work too on Lulu. That's good stuff. And glad to gratify you. You do so much to gratify me, darling. Anyway, and Clubhouse is all about building community, and so is this show. So, yeah, I got, maybe once I get done with the, doing this 3 times a morning, maybe I'll devote a morning or 2 to listening there. And Charlotte Cole is the girl. Okay. All right. I need a scorecard, Carl. Once you get past 1 cat, I'm lost. Anyway, Rick Bradley says, I'm also working on some videos for painting miniatures. So if you're interested in those, or even if you're not, keep your eye on RAAD Publishing on YouTube because it's awesome. And Centigrade. Yeah, 30 degrees centigrade would be pretty comfortable. That sounds good. And Sarah is gratifying, folks. Wow. Yeah, she won't send me any of the pictures, though, darn it. And check out my new website for all the fun things I do, Book Magic Podcast at johnpica.com, because it's amazing. So is John Pica, frankly. And you can count on BKM to make mentions of special deliveries when it comes to packages. So just saying, yes, if you're the right person and you've got the right receptacle, I am glad to make that special delivery for you. The one you'll never forget. And Calvin and Hobbs is the boy. I love that name. That is so cool. And holy crap, says Sarah, I need to keep myself busy and not look at the time that Midgard is open, even though it's only open for 2 hours. That's dangerous. Sarah, you spent your money last week, okay? You can't go in unless you need bags, all right? I'm making the law. I'm laying down the law. And I share that URL to convince everyone that a branding URL is best low-cost investment you can make, johnpica.com. And mine is risingtide.pub. And I'll share another one with you. Don't go to those expensive sites. Go to Google Domains and save a crap ton of money. All right? So just so you know. And we are half an hour into the show, and we have completed your comments. I think everyone's feeling... Is everyone feeling like this is a Monday too? It just feels Monday-like, you know. Or it could be you're getting over the heat like I am. So, but anyway, we could have a 30-minute show today if you'd like, folks. And we'll apologize to Cindy Kemp later. And CKOEPP.com. Do check it out. And also check out Donna Carlene's Vacation. All you ever wanted. Vacation. You have to get away. So definitely check out her book. I've read her stuff. She is really good. Just like Carl is. I am so privileged to be surrounded with so many good writers around me. And also check out Lulu for Donna Carlene's Dragons and Wizards paperback. That looks good. And that last one has a cover by Ted Davies, who yesterday retired his programming, or at least the TED Talks. So I'm sorry to see that, because I really enjoyed his shows, even if I couldn't get to most of the live ones. But sounds like he's going to get back to art, and I know that's his first love, so I get it. I dig it. So anyway, check out Ted Davies' past episodes. Also check out ours on YouTube. You can access that via risingtide.pub, and you can also get our monthly newsletter there. You can sign up for it. It'll come into your mailbox and not leave too much of a mess. So anyway, check it out. All right. And Sarah says, my boyfriend had to cut me off too, and he's bigger than I am with comic collecting. Usually it's the girl that cuts the guy off. Sarah just saying. And good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermornings. I know who this is. This is the incredible Brian Rodman. Brian, I love you, brother. Hope you're doing well today. All my love to you and Robin and your myriad of cats. All my friends own cats. And no, it's a Wednesday, not as stressful, at least 9 to 5 wise. Yeah, mine's not bad, because at least I have like like less than 36 hours, or well, no, yeah, I've got like more than 24 hours before my next show, and that's kind of nice. Although it's a late night, but I'll take a couple naps and I'll be good. So, and hosts and shows are dropping like flies. That's what I said yesterday. I think Ted was a little startled that I made my announcement before him, but he was like, I don't clear this through. I don't have to clear this through anyone except Cookie. So anyway, Grant Lankard, why don't you and your boyfriend pool your efforts, Sarah? That's a good suggestion, Grant. I mean, my collection increased quite a bit when Cookie married me, because she had her own. So we basically incorporated hers into ours. It's our collection now. Which, by the way, I'm going through, and I'm getting rid of a lot of books. One, I need the room, and two, we've got some repairs around the house that need to be done, so I'm going to be selling some comics. And Rick Riley said that he is horrible even in the office with air conditioning. I'm sweating. Also, I have my desk fan right in my face to help a little. Rick, I feel your pain. I totally sympathize. That's, and it's hot air, but it's mostly mine. But at least it's some air hitting me. And Facebook user, and that's my buddy Brian. Well, the old asthma monster continues to plague my soul, folks. I'm in the bed all day today. However, we moved my workstation into the bedroom, so it's much easier to get things done. I notice you've been upping your productivity the last few days, which is good. Now, I hate to ask this, Brian, but have you considered moving to a cooler climate or a drier one? I mean, you hear about people with asthma moving to, say, Arizona or New Mexico, and then there's always the northern realm of like the upper peninsula and all in Wisconsin and all. Have you thought, I know you got your job there, but is it something you could, do from home anywhere? Maybe it's a thought. And John Pica says a lot of people are making creative changes now that we have emerged from the pandemic. Yeah, well, I think the pandemic was part of the reason I reached the end of my run on NTF that you broadcast every day for 2.5 months and see how you feel about it. And Sarah is told from the desk of a small press publisher, which you should check out every Saturday night on YouTube at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Or is it the comics you get is numerous and more expensive? And Grant Lankert is busy setting up the Kickstarter for issue 4 of Beowulf, and it should be up by the end of July. I look forward to it because I like Beowulf a lot. And Brian, are you offering me a burning ring of fire? Because if that's the case, you should probably get that checked out by a medical professional first. It's probably the thing that causes the ring of fire. I should probably stop using Tapatio as a lubricant is probably it. Jobby Pica says back in the Zero Box is changing things too. We are recommitting to you, the viewer or listener. I'm seeing some of the changes, John, and I dig them mightily. I do. And Sarah says, yeah, I've laughed at guys having phone calls about their collecting a Midgard while I had a stack in my arms. Yeah, I used to get that too. It's like somebody say, well, I buy like $2 a month. How can I keep up? And it's like, what, your lips don't move fast enough? What the hell? And even now, having cut back dramatically, I still usually get more. I do get more than $2 a month. I really do. And Joe Bachman, good to see you, brother. Good morning and happy hump day, folks. Good morning to you, John. Hi, Joe. Joe is what keeps me going. Anyway, Joe Bachman, it's good to see you, man. It's so good to see you. And it's good to see Keisha Acuff. Check out her book, available now on Amazon. And Carl Witzman says from the Small Press Publisher, my Sharon and Miley Cyrus created shows are going due to summer and people able to get out. Most of them weren't going to last anyway due to that. That's true. And here's another reason why I think is that it is, it's harder than heck to monetize them unless you get somebody to buy advertising. I have to say that the COVID has nothing to do with my decision. It is simply burnout and the fact I've got a lot of work to do. In fact, I was working on a short story for Pulp Reality number 4 just this morning, and it's coming together. And monarchpublishing.net, Carl Witzman has channeled his inner Cindy Kep, and I love you for it, Donna. Thank you for motivating him. Anyway, I think I realize I haven't had water in a while. Oh, dear God. Anyway, I've been dealing with depression brought on by imposter syndrome. John B. Pica, one of the things we're going to cover when we bring back Clever Tile Pending is we're going to talk imposter syndrome, because that's my crusade. I think it holds so many people back. It held me back. Now I'm overcompensating for it, John. John, whenever you feel this way, brother, talk to me. Because let me tell you something. I'll tell everybody. Because it isn't just John that suffers from imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is when you feel unworthy of the accolades you get, or you wonder when somebody's going to tap you on the shoulder and pull back the curtain and say, okay, the Wizard of Oz, get out of here. We got the real one now. It is kind of an inferiority complex, but here's the cure via Carl Witzman. John, the reason you have imposter syndrome is that only people who've accomplished something get imposter syndrome. Mull that over, brother. And you are a fabulous entertainer. You're an amazing creator. You've got drive and moxie like very few people I know. It's a very small list of people that have more energy than I do at doing this thing. You are a multi-platform entertainer and a leader, and if there's a ball to be had, you take it and you run with it, brother. I believe in you so hard. I really do. And if you're feeling an imposter syndrome, let me tell you, you are the exact opposite of an imposter, okay? You are doing the work, and you feel this way because you're humble. You really are. So this is your pep talk, brother. You'll get over it. and be proud of what you've done, and know that when you do what you do, you are inspiring other people to follow you and do the right thing. In fact, first thing you did this morning when you came in here, you recommended a service that would help all of us market. Imposters don't do that, brother. Imposters try to cover their trail and try to sound more than what they are. You are far from an imposter, my friend. If I were there right now, I would hug the hell out of you, because I know what you're going through. I know how it feels. I have gone through it myself, and I want more stuff from you, John. So please, if you ever need to talk about it, you know where I'm at, brother. Okay. And Sarah says, I really didn't need to be cut off. I overspent my budget. Whoops. I bet you overspent it by quite a bit. And that's for Grant Lankard. Thank you very, very much, Carl, for that. And last 3 weeks have been rough, but we suck it up, bury it deep down, move forward, and never speak about it again. We speak about it. I take the opposite tack. I do speak about it because I know I'm not the only one that deals with it. And, depression is insidious. And you can't overlook it. And anyone here, if your depression gets too bad, find someone to tell it to, find someone to talk to, find a friend, or if you must, and this is highly recommended, find a trained professional to talk it through. All right. And hey, Joe Bachman from Carl Witzman and Rick Bradley, same here, John. Logically, I know better, but it's still happening. Rick Bradley, you sold a bleeping story in 4 months after meeting me, Kathy, and Amy. You are not an imposter. You have got a great show. You've got a great family. Dude, John, Rick, you don't know how many people would do almost anything just to reach your stages, especially you, John. Okay, keep that in mind. And Brian here. Hi, Brian. We've actually looked into moving. The problem is there will be other allergen issues elsewhere as well. The only places that are possible are up by Ted in Michigan or Anchorage, Alaska, but Anchorage is really expensive. That's what I've heard. I've heard and I've also heard that unless Elon Musk gets all his satellites up in orbit, we're a long way from global internet. So that's why four of the last blockbusters were in Alaska, because the Wi-Fi was so spotty up there. The streaming services are really hard to manage up there. But man, I'd hate for you to move because you're so close to me. But if you had to move north of me, I would understand, because your health is paramount, brother. So yeah. Oh man. Well, maybe you can storm Ted's house and don't kick Chrissy out. She's cool. But throw Ted out, and then he could smoke. Anyway, check out Kickstarter's Fairies, Ardents, The Radiant Sight. Oh, The Radiant Sight. That's the new book from Mike Jimmy Lorcia de Bruin. And it looks good. Please check it out. And both numerous and expensive comics. I got quite a few trade paperbacks, which add up fast. Some single issues, too. Oh, I've got issues, as you can tell. Anyway, that sounds like such fun time, Sarah. Really. And hey, Joe B from Donna. And Sarah, I can imagine the face you make with all those people when they see them. Yeah, I can too. And true, Joe D. Joe Dog is the host of Stupid O'Clock Thursday nights at 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturday nights. Oh, man. We may have to wrap this up soon. Anyway, Jody, I predicted that might happen with a few of them. Yeah. And Skunk says, I do want to ask for good vibes and the possibility that I might, emphasis on might, be getting a promotion at work, and it would be a huge boon to my favor money-wise. Skunk, anything that benefits you at work, I want you to have, man. So I'm sending the love, man, sending the vibes, and we'll be putting in a good word for you at the powers that be. Okay, Skunk, we love you, man. And pod fade is a thing. Pancasters are fading fast. Well, yeah, that's yeah. Is that what I'm doing? I'm pod fading. I'm actually, I don't see it as so much as fading. I do feel a little bit limited by the format of Nevermind the Furthermore as I've set it up, but I don't know how to alter it significantly at this point to where it would not affect the show negatively. But anyway, no, Now, in my case, I'm really looking forward to doing more long form stuff, kind of like the BK Minutes, more educational stuff, and some live broadcasting with Clever Tile Pending, but more of an educational, inspirational kind of thing. So, anyway, I am happy with my 150 subs. I hope that you enjoy the content. I do, brother. From this on Small Press Publisher, Saturday nights, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Central, also on Comic Book Spectrum. I do enjoy the content. And if you're happy with 150 subs, that's fine. But I'm also looking at what a couple thousand could do to get Cookie home. You know what I'm saying? And BKM needs an ad break while he gets water. Probably do. And I think you need a refill on water and coffee this morning. Yeah, the coffee is downstairs. The water is possible. Thank you, Carl from Grant. And if this does happen, I'll be a little busier in some aspects, but thanks to the additional cash flow, less busy in others. Well, this sounds good, man. And Mike Jimmy received the Kickstarter projects we love. Yes, I meant to mention that. Congratulations to Mike Jimmy Lorsha de Bruin, who's usually here. He's probably celebrating, I hope. But Kickstarter, he hasn't even launched the campaign yet, I don't think. And he already got a Projects We Love. Don't tell Eric Hawkins. So good on you, Mike Jimmy. And looking forward to Clever Tile Pending coming back. I am too. I've missed the show as it was, and it's going to be more of a panel show because I do enjoy that. But if you miss that, definitely check out Monday nights on author Michaela Jade's channel. I'm there along with Carl, Donna, and Dan Holofield as we work together on tidbits and scribbles. So anyway, as it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does happen, let's just say I might be getting a lot more productive. That's what I want to know. Because I love your output, and you do such good work, Skunk. You do such good work, Skunk, that I like to see you do more of it. And hello, Brian. Yeah, we didn't go take the summer off because we, like so many shows, don't get paid, and we have other endeavors that do pay. So we don't want to burn out, and we need to give proper attention to other things that bring in some dough. Understood, agreed. In my case, though, I was anticipating more pushback. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm glad I didn't get it. But every time I have mentioned dropping back on my broadcasting, I usually get people, oh, no, you can't do that. We rely on you. And, I rely on you guys, too. I shouldn't be making light of it. But I'm grateful everyone was saying, like, Brian, I understand burnout. Get out of here. Anyway, I'm going to miss you on Nevermind The Furthermore, but I look forward to Clever Tile Pending. Well, the thing is, on Nevermind The Furthermore, we are trading up so big. You know what I'm saying? Nick Tucker does such a super job, and I am looking at him and thinking, man, this is should have been doing it all along. And another issue that John B. Pica might have, says Carl Wisman, said he played a character on stage for a long while. I get that with Uncle Carl. He is such a hey, get back, dude. That's true, and Carl, I keep talking about me, but not me. I'm not saying I portray a character when I do this show. I think most people know me. I'm pretty much the same everywhere. God help me. But this one swears less. Talks more about drinking than does it. But yeah, I understand that. I do understand that. And like I said, this is me, but not me. So, John Pica, my friend, says, Brian, I can absolutely relate to your struggles. You are not alone, bro. Keep fighting it. Fall down 7 times. Get up 8. That's the way to do it, man. Seriously. And Joe Bogman says that's a very good point with the imposter syndrome. Even I get that with my coding projects. Yeah, we all get that. Whether we write or we draw or we do videos or what have you, imposter syndrome is a real thing. I was on a panel at Imaginarium last year in Louisville, Kentucky, where we had a panel on mental health, and I think it's something that we ignore to our detriment, that we ought to be taking care of it and each other a lot more than we do, which is why I try to keep open to my friends and make sure they know I'm in their corner. But we took a poll of the room, and the 2 biggest problems the people in the audience had were depression and imposter syndrome, which I think go kind of hand in hand. So, but Joe, you are doing the work. You're accomplishing things. That is why you're getting it. So I hope that helps. Yes, and even telling myself what Carl said, my brain yells fluke. I keep telling it shut up. But it's like my ex-wife is not listening. Rick, one story, the Nightmare Collective would have been a fluke. Could have been a fluke. Might have been a fluke. Who knows? but you've got 4 other pieces of work out there: Tales of the Weird and Strange, Pulp Reality, and Marvin's Night Out. Now, granted, Marvin's Night Out you made happen, but the other 2 from StormgatePress.com, note the subtle injection of pluggery. You got in there because of your talent, dude. You didn't get in there because you dropped my name. You didn't get in there because you know Kathy Jackson and Amy Hale. You got in because you do quality work. So get over it. You're awesome. All right. And Uncle Carl punches Carl, but didn't expect a kidney punch. I'm back. We're glad that Uncle Carl, he was a little hard to deal with. And I suffer from it a lot, says from the desk of small press publisher, when it comes to producing comics. Hard to fight personal expectation and complexes about your own ability when you see others who are better running circles around you. And chances are they started before you. Chances are they got doors opened that you didn't know were there. That is why one of the first things we tell people in prose is don't compare yourself to other creators. I don't compare myself to, as far as my comic writing, I don't compare myself to Alan Moore or Stan Lee or Roy Thomas or any of my idols. I don't compare my prose to Stephen King or Dean R. Koontz or anyone, or Patricia Cornwell or anyone, because I am carving out my unique identity. And what I do appeals to the people that like me. And that's fine. My job is to find more of them. Same with you. But you are you're teaching yourself how to draw so you can do your own comic stories. How bleeping awesome is that? How much moxie does that take, my brother? I'm telling you, nothing to be depressed about. In fact, celebrate it, all right? And Ace Bonnie, glad to see you here. What would the Terminator be called in his retirement? The Exterminator. Became get water. Yes, sir. And Brian Robbins says, seriously, therapy is a wonderful experience when you find the right person. Don't bottle it up. That'll cause so much damage in the future. Exactly. And Alaska is more expensive, but average pay is much higher, too. Teachers are paid over $100,000 a year there, says John B. Pica. Yeah, the pay is great, but it's also compensation for a lot of other things that we enjoy in the lower 48. And from this, a small press publisher, this is why I consider this Kickstarter a blessing with all the first. Others just expect it. I don't want the problems of being fueled by spite. Hard to see accomplishments. Embrace the spite, man. Seriously, remember the people who closed the doors on you. Remember the people who told you not even to go near those doors, that you're not worthy. Ignore all those voices that are still in your head that you didn't put there. And you will kick those doors open and the sunlight will come through and you'll be amazed with all you got done and will continue to do. Molly Daniels popping in to say hi, working on birthday invitations for Mom's party next month before I head home. Mwah, Molly, I love you. So good to see you in Peoria the other day. And I know what you're up to. So good luck. John Pike, I know you're changing creative direction, different thing. That's true. It is. I can't say I'm burned out on broadcasting. Yeah, I am going. I have learned. I have enjoyed my nights off. But then I'm still doing Comic Book Spectrum, and I'm still doing Tidbits and Scribbles when I can. And I dig doing it. But Tidbits and Scribbles has been teaching me, as has Comic Book Spectrum. I like doing it when I can bounce other people live. So I think that's my strength. So anyway, Carl Weston says, Brian is not fading nor Ted. They are just changing shows. Exactly. Leaving a project and starting something new is not the same as pod fade. John Pica said, I did Tales from the Geek for 3 years and left to write my first book. I ended the Diesel podcast after 10 years to create Back of the Cereal Box. So see, there we go. I love it. I love what you've been doing, John. I really do. JohnPica.com. And do I need to come in that studio and start running ads for you? Water. Now, Carl, give me a minute. I'm only 8 minutes behind. And you can also tap me for clever title pending you need me for. Oh, Rick Bradley, don't think I'm not. Dude, you are so getting the tap. You really are. And speaking of getting tap, I'm going to run to the tap and get some water before you all worry about me. And to do that, let's do this spot, because this is no, I know the one I need to do. This is the one. This is the longest commercial I've got on here. Glenn Fleming, it's all your fault. Anyway, check this book out, please, and I'll be back in 2 minutes and 46 seconds.
The original intention of the film was just for my personal use, but I thought with it being such a unique thing that I'd like to offer it to anybody who wants to see it. On the first visit, Jack took us into his another room, a separate room, and there were these brown parcels full of artwork piled up, and he said to me, "You draw like I do." We were in the studio for 5 hours, it was fantastic, and there's this, he's got this desk, and everything he's ever drawn has come from this desk, and then I would just go with the flow, and that's what this film is about. It's just a unique film of him.
He says, "I beat you." He says, "They say we came in under the dead heat." He says, "That's not true because I beat you." And the American said, "Well," he says, "if you like to think so," he says, "but I know the real story." He says, I know I clearly won that one." See? Well, Joe is 6'3", and I was a run, from the Lower East Side. And being Joe's partner was an advantage to me because Joe was believable. They would talk to Joe, and the Goodman brothers would get to know him. Martin Goodman owned Marvel at that time. He went to his mother and he says, "Look, Jackie got a job drawing." He says, "They're paying him part. They're paying him money for drawing." He says, "Suppose I go with Jackie." He says, "And he says, they'll pay me money." He says, "I'll draw and they'll pay me money." He said, "I'll give the money to you," which we did. We gave it all to our mothers. They called me from Nassau. I lived in Long Island. And they say, "Would you like to come down and draw these guys in training?" I swear, this is not a story. And I said, "Yes, of course, I'd love to come down."
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasmafire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
All right. Happy now, everyone? Yes, I have the official Dope Bunny and Clive glass that I am drinking from. Thank you, Lacey Lemke. This is my third one. Okay. Anyway, so we're back, and thank you guys for putting up with that. And Jobby Pica, to continue our conversation, pod fade is when someone got into broadcasting for the wrong reasons, burnout, or realize how difficult it is. Okay, I thought so. I would also add one other that I've seen way too often, where someone sees like a Mr. Beast, okay, and says, "Oh, they've got, everyone in the entire world is subscribing to their channel. I'll put out my crappy video and I'll get big money too from YouTube." And no, it doesn't work that way. Mr. Beast worked up to it. I saw someone once who had they had their channel for like 10 years and then saw that other people were getting like the big bucks, from it. And thought they could be like the next Jake Paul, but with a human soul. And they did like knitting videos, and they did one that actually got like they were getting like 4 or 5 people watching the knitting videos. Then they got one that got 750 people watching, and they went, oh my god, this is great, we're going to get all these subscribers, and translated to like about a half a dozen subscribers. But then they made another video that was almost identical to that one that went viral, and it got the lowest number. And so they said, well, screw this, this is the game's rigged, I'm not going to do this. It's the people that come in with higher expectations than they deserve. I mean, I've had this channel for a long, long time, but it wasn't until like about 3-4 years ago that I started getting serious about trying to grow it. And I'm still not where I want to be. I mean, I don't know that I want like 10 million subscribers like a Philip DeFranco. But by the same token, I wouldn't mind being in a position where I could do multiple shows or enable a multitude of shows and have a staff to make it happen and pay them a living wage. But yeah, that's I guess you're right, John. That is not me. Just changing my focus. And Nick Talker says podcasting is changing along in the post-COVID lockdown. A lot of folks suddenly were learning the ropes or stepping up. Yeah. And we're going to miss you, but definitely understand. Well, thank you, Grant. Grant, you are far from gone. I'm far from gone. You're far from rid of me. I plan to be back and as obnoxious as ever. And I have told Nick that I will be on the rotation of backup hosts. So there we go. And Brian Rahman says, well, Brian, it was lovely seeing you this morning. I miss you, brother. I miss you too, man. We got to talk sometime. I miss my CBS guys so much. I promise I'll be back as soon as I can. In the meantime, have fun, stay safe, and don't do drugs. But if you do, call Eric Hawkins. Hashtag bring Cookie home and hashtag laugh like the shadow.
Who knows what evil lurks in the minds of men? The shadow knows.
I like doing that. Brian, the thing is, I just realized, if you're still listening, you're still in the communal channel. You'll be in the communal channel forever. And when I put in the link, if you're feeling up to it, come visit. Okay, before we do the show. And it is true that BKM's Nevermind the Furthermore is a highlight of the day 3 times a week. Well, it's going to be even more of one when Nick Talker takes over. I'm telling you, this man has energy to burn. He is so good. I love watching him. And I thank you for that, John. And your channel is a great, great resource. Please check out backofthecerealbox.fun. Okay, and check out his amazing programming on YouTube. It is glorious stuff. And Nick Talker says, so now things are shifting again. I do hope to serve the mantle well. I am dude, you have no idea how confident I am of you doing that. So you will make people forget about me, and that's what I'm looking for. And Ted isn't in pod fade. He's changing creative direction. There we go. And know your worth and add tax. As another motivational sticker in the package I got. Oh, that is perfect, Sarah. I like that. I like that a lot. And comparison is the thief of joy. Exactly. I have to work hard to not compare myself to those who are light years ahead of me. And that's the point. It's like, I remember I think I was still in high school when Stephen King got his big break. Like I said, I used to read, men's magazines. Softcore porn is what it was. I honestly, we read a lot of it for the articles and the fiction. And, I tell people, I remember a time when Stephen King was not Stephen King. Dean R. Koontz was not the Dean R. Koontz we know now, but it took them a long time to get where they are. I mean, it took me a long time to get where I am, such as it is. And I've got a long way to go, but I can't compare myself to the people who are up there. I can try to emulate what they do and how they got there. But most of that involves putting out quality work. So that's what I'm trying to do. And huge shout out to Joe Bachman, all caps from Nick Talker, so he means it. He is sponsoring the first year of Nevermind the Furthermore, so I can afford the better StreamYard to simulcast to both the Nicholas Talker channel and the Rising Tide Broadcast Facebook page. Yes! Excellent. And Joe Bachman, thank you, sir, for your patronage. Seriously. And if you want to help Nick even more, Nick has a Patreon page. Please look it up. If not, Rick, put your link up there, okay? And I try and compare myself to past versions of me. Operative word, try. And you look back and you realize how far you've grown, how far you've evolved. Rick, You're a lot more confident than you were, what was it, almost 3 years since we met? And in that time, look at what you've done. Please look at what you've done. And you've been on a couple panels with me. We don't have trash up on that panel, Rick. You're up there because you are good. Back of the Sarah Box is going to the live stage this fall in what I'm describing as a cross between Pee-wee's Playhouse and Prairie Home Companions, as John P. Pica. Now that is worth seeing, John. I do want to know more about that. And if Brian needs water, get out the hose. Yeah, we're feeling better now. Ugh. Grant Liker said, I'd like to recommend Tibbets and Scribbles. It's an interesting show. Yeah, and we start out with a subject. God knows where we end up. But there's good stuff on there. And thank you for that, Grant. Pardon me. And I know that every now and then I've got my notebook out and I'm taking notes what the other people are saying. And Nick Tucker, to be clear, I will promote the heck out of BKM probably more than he does himself. I keep forgetting to do. I kept forgetting to do me. Yeah, I do everyone else. That sounds horrible. And hydrate, don't Abe Simpson on us. I promise, Joe. I'm behaving. Thanks. Grant, she works hard to make it relevant. She does. She does. And so do we all. And I bet he's doing an Amy Hale. Nope, didn't have enough fuel there to start that particular fire. And he doesn't have enough fluid in him, Amy Hale. I hope he's getting water. I am. I did. I will get more. I promise. And Nick Tucker says, ironically, my medical and family situation, I do not do evening late night broadcasts beyond about 9 p.m. So BKM gets to sleep in. I have more motivation to get up early. It works for everyone. There we go. I'm getting drawn to the late night again. But fortunately, with my schedule, I can do like 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night, get up with Cookie, make sure she gets to work safely. Then I can do an hour or two of work, and then I lie down and take a nap. So I've been doing that a few days a week, and that's been working out rather well for me. So it's all working, brother. Oh, Glenn, I'm getting chills. What amazing experience. And hello, beautiful Keisha Acuff. Mwah, how you doing, darling? Love you, hun. And closes Studio Link happily. I'm glad. Carl, I can't take the peer pressure. What can I say? Grant Laker says, okay, guys, I have stuff to do. I don't care. Stay with us. Gotta go. Have a wonderful day, all of you, and don't get into too much trouble. You haven't. Talk about not reading the room. Look around you, Grant. There is not a single non-troublemaker here, including you, and we love you, Grant. Mwah. You and Angie have a super, super day. All right? Love you, man. And don't overdo the moving, Grant. Yes, seriously, how's that coming along? Tell us next time, but be careful out there. And well, time for me to hop off, says Joe Bachman. Got a few things to do for the day job before going back to midnights tomorrow night. Ooh, have a good day, folks. Joe, thank you for being here, my man. And it's always good to see you. And you take care of yourself, all right? Sarah says, that's how I was in last week in Indy. I was drinking a lot of water and never had to Amy Hale. The boyfriend and I were out and about more than the other 2 days. That's when I was guzzling water. I get it. Well, what was it? I had a day last week where I brought up like it's basically I think it's a 2-gallon. It's like a 2-gallon pitcher. And I drank the whole thing while I was on the air. So, I think it was a clever title pending, or not the Comic Book Spectrum last week. Nick Tucker says, you can't do this for the wrong reason. Whether you make money or not, it is about serving a community that does good. It is a platform to do good. That's why we do this thing. Plus, Brian is always a link away on a given day. I plan on bugging him to promote his next work. You got it. I may even pop in and be a co-host if you're a good boy. If you're a bad boy, you can count on it. And Rising Tide. Love you, Sarah. Thank you for being a part of this. And it chills me every time, too. I can imagine, Glenn, what memories. Rick Bradley said, I know I'm surprised when I saw 23 subscribers on my YouTube. I'm broadcasting because I want an excuse to play video games and paint figures. Well, now you found it, brother. Way to go. And if you miss BKM in your mornings, watch him on the reruns. He would appreciate the views as you catch up on all those past episodes. Yeah. And we're going to spruce those up a little and put time signatures and everything on. We'll be using our spare time very productively soon. But then watch Nick. Watch Nick first, then me, okay? And Sarah sending the love. Mwah. To the abyss and back, always and forever, sweetie. All right, see, I told you. And John Pica says, what makes the show work so well is you understand that it is about the hero's journey. And in your show, the audience are the heroes. Keep that format, Nick. That's why Nick gets it. That's why Carl gets it. That's why Joe and Ryan and Donna have all gotten that. And I have said, I am just the enabler. You guys are the stars, okay? It's not about me. It never should be about me. But Glenn Fleming showing the love, and Nick says, thank you, Carl. And I got to run overdue time to make the donuts. Anyway, thank you, Brother John. Have a great day. JohnPica.com. Check out backofthezerobox.fun. And thanks for being here, John. Love you, brother. I really do. And Patreon, there we go. www.patreon.com, the Historical Fencing Guild. Check that out. Please give Nick some love. Please. And support him as you have me. And Carl Westman says, I look at my humor page. I never expected even 30 people. Now there are over 365 reprobates in there. That's about as good a term for him as any, I think. And Sarah, definitely know that BKM wouldn't choose just anyone for his baby. Remember that, Nick. Exactly. That's what I've been trying to tell him, Sarah. In fact, I did tell him one time that if I could not find a suitable host for this show, I'd kill it. I'd rather see it not done at all than be done badly. And so I got the toppermost of the poppermost when I got Nick. But it's not to diminish any of the good, fantastic work that my wrenches and my backup people have done for me. I am in awe of all of them. And I love you guys so much. You have helped make Nevermind the Furthermore what it is. It really is. And Ace Bonnie has a message for us all. Like, share, and subscribe. Flick that bell. And BKM's laughs like Skeletor. When the show ends, he's going to be like the shadow. There we go. I'm going to cloud your minds, and you won't know I'm there watching you undress. But anyway, that's not creepy. Anyway, thank you all for being here. And we got another one. And thank you, Sarah. That means the world to me. Brian's faith is staggering. It is so easy to have faith in you, Nick. It really is, because you are such a generous soul. And I know if anyone can take this show to the next level, it will be you. So definitely July 6th starts Nicholas Tockart's reign. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I think it was Steve Allen was the first host of The Tonight Show. And eventually he handed it over to Jack Parr. And Jack Parr took the show and turned it into his. He didn't do the same kind of humor Steve Allen did. He didn't play piano like Steve Allen did. He didn't sing like Steve Allen did. But he brought his own sense of humor to it. In fact, there's a glory, and that's what I expect Nick to do. I almost got diverted there, but Nick is going to bring such new energy and new enthusiasm for this show that it is his now and forever. Okay. Let's look at it this way. I am Russell T. Davies and he's Stephen Moffat. Okay. All right. And there was a lot of stuff that Stephen Moffat did for Doctor Who. So we got to get Sarah in on that. But anyway, I was thinking of an incident that Jack Parr did back in the 60s. Back then, network standards and practices, i.e. the censors, were so uptight that you couldn't even mention a toilet in any of its forms. And Jack Parr had a joke about a water closet, which is what they're called back in the day. And immediately after the show was over, NBC fired him for talking about that. Well, the delusion, you hear somebody with a small penis and a loud muffler outside. Anyway, NBC fired him that night. And while they were looking for a new host, Jack's fans deluged the network with letters saying, "Bring back Jack." And there is a beautiful clip out there of Jack as he's coming back to work. And they open the curtain and out comes Jack. They play his theme music and he just stands there deadpan as the audience gives him a standing ovation. And the applause lasts for a couple of minutes, which in TV time is long. Okay. But they were just showing their love for this great man. And when it died down, he just looked at them and said, "Now, as I was saying," and he started applauding all over again. So that's what I expect with, Nick is going to bring that kind of creativity to the show, and I'm looking forward to it. And have a great day yourself, Carl. Thank you for everything, and thank you for the drink. And you've earned it. Thank you, Sarah. I like to think I have. I have been broadcasting I went back and looked on my Facebook page, and they don't have my very first episode. But the earliest episode I can find is like late summer 2016, and I know I'd been doing it for at least a year by then. I think I got in on the earliest days of Facebook Live. And, it just started as a whim, but we kept going. We kept going. And, eventually, due to a scheduling accident, we wound up, feeling we had to do 2 shows a week. Then we went up to 7 a week with special broadcasts. And then we cut back down to 3. But now we need to do other things. We have done as much with this show as we can at this time with our skill level. We need to increase our skill level in certain things and bring you some cool stuff that I've got in here that I need to share with you all to bring you all up, okay? And rising tide raises all ships. Ace Bonnie, thank you. And thank you for your DM to me the other day. I want to publicly acknowledge that. And I appreciate that so very much. And I know Nick will too. I need to share it with him. And I think the outro should be like V for Vendetta and Light Up Boomland and 100% Ace. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you, Ace. Now, I like that idea. It's funny. My dear friend Kim Lockman, who's an amazing artist, amazing painter, she and I used to do a show off of her website called the Fan Central Fancast. And Kim was doing it, I think, for a year before her co-host kind of crapped out on her for one reason or another. And one actually actively tried to sabotage the site. And a lot of her shows are lost as a result. And I see this person popping up on various fan pages, and I will not friend him. And if he ever tries to say anything about what he does, and he's still a podcaster, an awful one, but in my opinion. But if he ever says anything to me, he's getting an earful. But otherwise, I'm ignoring him. But anyway, Kim tapped me to be the co-host after a year, and we changed the focus of the show from just talking about geek stuff to routines and comedy. And towards the end, for about 6 months, I was the only host, and I did kind of like a call-in show, because the platform allowed for that sort of thing. And it was kind of a precursor to what I do here. But after a while, just at the end, Kim came back, and I had edited this nice little montage where it started out with, us both saying goodbye, and then it faded into the last few chords of Changes by David Bowie. The last, that beautiful sax at the end, and just kind of fading off. Then we faded that into our theme song, which was a Todd Rundgren piece of music. So that I wish I could use. But anyway, that's a thought. And yep, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, probably. And ACDM's Carl pull the plug. Okay. Love you right back, Ace, and thank you, brother. I do appreciate you so very much for all the right reasons. Anyway, let's wrap this up, okay? And I promise the first thing I'm going to do is get a nice cold glass of water, okay? And plus I got to get the cold card to the mailers, because it's certainly not staying around here any longer. It has to. But anyway, check out risingtide.pub for all things BKM. You can catch up on our broadcasts as well as our you can find a link to our Patreon page and you can sign up for my monthly newsletter. It goes out every month around the first of the month. In fact, it's been doing rather well about getting out on the first of the month. And we put in videos. We tell you where we're going to be. We got some stuff that you won't get quite in the Patreon account, but definitely check us out. Get the newsletter. It is free, and it comes out every month. And you never know what's going to be in it, because I never know what's going to be in it. Anyway, also, we want to thank our Patreon patrons for supporting this show. Your support means so very much to us. It's what helps keeps us going. And if you want to support this show and our publishing ventures and other things we do for the community, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and find out what we will do for you for your monthly financial support. And we have one more comment. Later all, have a good day, Brian. You too, Joe D. McPhee. Check out this man Saturday nights at 10 p.m. 9 p.m. Central. Always informative, always fun, always about comics. And also check them out on Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night at 7 with me and Eric Hawkins and Clyde Hall. I will have a good day. You do the same, my friend. And another Ace Bonnie end of line. The dotted line, you can cut here. Thanks, Ace. You are aces. Anyway, check out risingtide.pub. Check out our sponsors, including Rising Tide Publications. Check out the this thing here, The Terrors, coming this summer to a book stand near you. I'm looking forward to it. We're in the editing process. You're going to love this book. Superhero Adventures with a Twist. And also check out Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasma Fire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
PlasmaFireGraphics.com. Check it out when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. 3 more comments here, and Rick Bradley says, everyone take care, stay creative, and game on. Check out R&D Gaming every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time. Good stuff. And I just locked myself out of the house. Home Alone crap. Oh, dear. And never mind, wrong door. Sounds like you better get a drink of water too, hun. And oh no, Sarah, is there anyone who can help? I could in 3 hours. Anyway, Sarah, we're glad you're okay, hun. Oh, such suspense. Anyway, hope your day is less suspenseful than that. Hope you have a great, great day. Hope all the dominoes fall in your direction. And we will see you Friday morning on a brand new Nevermind The Furthermore live, and tomorrow night live on Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central Time. And we'll have the information on our schedule for next week on Friday. And so, as always, my friends, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great Wednesday. Get you some comic books. Happy Hump Day, everyone. Keep on humping. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Nevermind The Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind The Furthermore.
Bye, Nick. Bye, everyone.